Hello again, my friends, and this is my usual diary today about the events happening in Ukraine, Kiev. I will put the Telegram channel where I post some of the images from other groups, from other sources that I have. I'll post those on my Telegram channel for you to see what is happening. Some of the footages taken by the witnesses in Kiev, Kharkiv, other cities, because now we have phones available everywhere. Yeah, I'm still surprised that we have this internet connection here in Ukraine, and I think it will not last long. I think tomorrow we'll have some difficulties and maybe even loss of this connection. So let me just use it. I'm here somewhere in the village of Ukraine. This very remote place, but I can hear some distant sounds of explosions. I don't know where it's coming from. It's like, boom, but it's far away. And I can honestly tell that you should be crazy to come to this village, because half of those buildings here, half of the houses, they already been abandoned and destroyed, like from the World War II or something. I will show you the pictures in my Telegram channel, probably Instagram. And how was it today? Well, I didn't sleep this night. I was checking the information because Western media, by the way, I was wrong about the Western media. I thought they're mainstream media, so they like doing some kind of fiction, but they were saying truth all those long 4 months. Oh my God. And our government also, they told us that we do not expect the war, but our military was ready for it. Well, what is next? So I didn't sleep this night, and I was constantly monitoring the flight radar 24, and I saw at first that the SkyUp airline, instead of going to, I think, Chisinau, they turned back again straight away for runway 18 left in Boryspil. After that, I switched to a line airplane, Boeing 787, on a flight. I think it was in Ivano-Frankivsk airspace on the western part of Ukraine. So the airplane was in Ukrainian airspace, but was asked to leave it because I saw the trajectory. And next, I was looking at the LOT, the Polish Airlines flight from Warsaw to Kiev, and the airplane diverted back in Poland airspace. So they were warned about something. That something was that the Russia published some kind of NATAM restricting the flights in parts of Ukraine. But after that, all of Ukraine was put it in danger zone. So on Telegram channel, I have those pictures, so you may check them out in history. And another SkyUp, or no, it was Azur Air. They just takes it out from the stand and return back to the gate. The other Azur Air, they just went. I think it was a flight to Sharm el-Sheikh or something, or Hurghada, and they were asked to leave their airspace immediately. So they had a flight from Ukraine to the south, and they were asked to divert westbound to leave the airspace immediately. And it was a fantastic case with Boeing 777 of Azur Air that just was lucky to land after 10 hours flight, was lucky to land in one piece in Boryspil. And after that, shooting started. So I think like few minutes after. And there were a couple of the Turkish Airlines planes, Airbus A340s, no, Airbuses A400s, right, with 4-engine turboprop engines. Sorry, my friends, about my English. I'm a little bit stressed and tired. So there were two of the planes coming to Borispo. Probably they're producing some kind of military aid to Ukraine. And after I saw them note out for dangerous area over all of the Ukraine, I started to check out about the latest news. And I found out that Putin decided to actually come here and invade us. And yeah, there was still one Turkish airplane, one Turkish military Airbus left on a parking spot with transponder on, showing that don't shoot me, I'm here, I'm Turkish. And actually, probably that saved our lives, because there was a rocket attack near to my house. I live just near to the military area, and it wasn't massive. It was exceptional, but it was very loud, but it wasn't massive, because I think they were afraid to target those Turkish airlines, not the Turkish Air Force, sorry, my mistake, Turkish Air Force airplanes, because obviously they are part of NATO, and the consequences could be dramatic for Russia in this case. So immediately after I checked that the Putin decided to protect these so-called republics, I started to pick up my clothes, my everything to the bag, and just after 2 minutes we heard the bangs. And I was, wow, it started. It has begun. They're shooting the military base, which is very near, and probably they will hit our house there, because our house is quite big there, and it's very near. It's near to. So the house was shaking a bit. The mirrors were shaking as well. So we got ourselves ready in like 2 minutes. Yeah, I did a stupid thing actually, not believing that they can do these terrible things. And I should have packed all the belongings well before, like a few days before. But yeah, it was still, people in Ukraine still, they couldn't believe that this could possibly happen in 21st century. So we took our car, and it was the way to this village was quite okay, even though we chose the way for just through the Kiev. There were no traffic jams by that time, but still many of people heard the bangs, and they were driving like very mad and high speed, and yeah, very, very dangerous. On a gas station, I met the guy from United Nations. He's a worker he's working for United Nations, and he told me that a few of the airfields in the south were bombed. And from my friends, from my pilot friends, they told me that some of the anti-aircraft systems like S-300 were also targeted by rockets. And yeah, we understood that it's a war, and we continue our way to the village. But after I like turned from the big road, the life was as it is. The life is as it was like a few days ago here in the village. Nothing really happens. Well, people there are of course concerned. They are mad. They are angry that someone came, to our country. But still, the life here is kind of peaceful, because there are no any military objects around. Well, as I say, on a distance far away there probably is, but here in this small kind of village that is very poor actually, there is nothing really. What I'm concerned about, the Russian forces are acting very fast. They are dropping the troops. They don't think about the casualties. They don't think about the vehicles they lost. They don't think about the planes and the helicopters they may lost. They just push very hard. And there are several cities already surrounded but not surrendered by the troops. Kharkiv, Sumy, and probably they will go to from the west to the from the east to the west, from the north to the south. Belarus also allowed Russian troops to go through their territory to Ukraine. I don't know why they are doing it, honestly, because why people here in Ukraine, they will not accept Russian Federation anything here. We are Ukrainians, we are not Russians, we are different people. Try to understand it, Russian guys. We are different country. We have, yeah, partially we lived in one country a long time ago, but you know, this Putin guy, he puts the history in his speech like a few days ago, and he has his own interpretation of the history. But we are not thinking about history, we are thinking about future. How can we live on this world peacefully? But it seems like you cannot live peacefully with this kind of neighbors. For me, it's very frustrating because all of my life, well, half of my life actually I spent here in Ukraine. I consider myself Ukrainian, even though I have different genes in my blood from different nationalities. But I think, and I'm sure that I'm Ukrainian. For me, it's a major hit. It's a terrible event that changes everything. And most of all, many people died today and will die because of that event. And for me, I'm just afraid that this conflict may become a third world war with nuclear weapon usage, and that will totally destroy many of the lives and my life and everyone's life in the world. We don't know what's in the head of that guy, of Putin. We don't know. And that fears me most of all, because today he shows that human lives, our lives as Ukrainians, and his own soldier lives, nothing for him. And I'm very grateful for Ukrainian forces who fight back sorry, against those who try to reach our territory, try to occupy our nation, try to destroy our history, everything, our jobs. I don't know, then I will fly again. What airline? What will happen to Ukraine International Airline? What will happen to Boryspil Airport, to my house that I left? Total nonsense what is happening. And I don't know why. People will not accept them here, like local people. How can you? We are not meeting them with flowers. We are meeting them with the guns, with shooting, because they are inventors, they try to invent our country. I'm okay about, let's say, Russian people, because I have some part in my blood is Russian. Still, I'm Ukrainian. But what their government is doing is terrible. But actually, the Russian people vote for that kind of government, and what they need to do now is they need to show that they do not support the war, and they need to change their government. That is acting as a terrorist. That's what I think. My friends, it's a terrible day for me. It's a terrible day for my family, and I think it's a terrible day for many of us here and for my channel as well. So I don't know what to film here except of these country style vlogs. I used to be a pilot. I still am, but who knows, maybe tomorrow everything changes. Thank you, my friends, for watching this video, and yeah, a little bit pessimistic, but I have my pure thoughts given to you. Thank you for watching, and stay awesome.